All right, there we are, fight fans. Unbelievable. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease here on MMA Weekly. This is Are we back in? There we are. We can take my face down now. They're a little bright in here in my home studio. A little improve post-fight press conference live commentary, and I got on my roll a little bit here, man. I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm so excited from these fights. I'm a play-by-play announcer. I'm a host. I love this sport. The first time I went to a UFC, like Dana White says, I was done. I was hooked. I was in forever. And here I gave up radio gigs. I gave up NBA gigs to cover and a true story, and now some boxing too full time. So that's what I do, and that's sport is so freaking amazing. Francis Ngannou wins by takedowns, and how about the rejuvenation, the rebirth of Davison Figueiredo? How many times in this fight did he want to start going back to brawling? Henry Cejudo, triple C. Yeah, that means triple champion. That means Olympic gold medalist. That means bantamweight champ. That means flyweight champ. Man, I'll tell you what, and Eric Albatacine and Dave Zowine, the owner of Fight Ready, and my Neuroforce One guys, Andre Hicks, and I'll tell you, you don't bet against those guys when they do their super camps. They don't lose. Very rarely. Zhang Wei Li against Rose was the one this last fight, and that was a war, and it was a great fight. But unbelievable, man, to see the difference with Triple C in his corner, with Eric Albatacine. Those are my guys. I've known them forever. I've fighter after fighter go into that. I've watched them all evolve. I've watched them all grow with the great coaches, Cha, Santino, DeFranco. Those guys, a complete Davison Figueiredo. And how would he not be training with Henry Cejudo for being when he had accountability and discipline, all the things that he did not have before this fight, not to mention cardio. What an unbelievable rebirth. And you give Figueiredo all in the world, man, for recognizing that, moving across the freaking world, and leaving his family for 4 months to come train in the US. Think about that kind of commitment, that kind of dedication before you boo a guy, before you talk crap about a guy. About what these guys and girls do and sacrifice to do what they do in the sport that they love. I can relate on one level, maybe a couple, but especially one. I've been chasing my dreams since I was a kid, and I've never stopped. These guys do it every day. I've been doing it over 30 years. I'll never stop. It's so invigorating. It fills you up. You don't even think about it because it's your passion. But man, give him credit for doing that. Give him credit for recognizing that he needs, and then give him credit for accepting the coaching the way that he did. One of the biggest things about Figueiredo, people calling him a hothead, he went in there, did the coaching, and he listened to his coaches tonight. He didn't go back to his old habits, and it won him the fight. Whether you think he won because Moreno was great too. Both these guys were fantastic. Both of them didn't do a good job stopping that leg kick, and that was a big part of that. It allowed him to land. So you have the bigger moments in a fight. Those bigger moments weigh on the minds of the judges, and the little ticky-tack Ciryl Gane leg and stomach kicks that he does all night long, and those are great. They add up. But I thought Gane made huge mistakes tonight. Obviously, with the jiu-jitsu grappling, when he allowed Francis to get up from, and he had him on the ground early in the 5th round, that's obvious, right? And the commentary guys were pointing that out over and over again. But what no one talked about, what no one seemed to notice, because everyone was eyeing about Francis' wrestling and wondering if his knee injuries made it so he wasn't throwing. But when I look at what happened in that fight, Francis was exhausted in 5th rounds, and I believe Ciryl Gane could have gone in there and boxed out of him and knocked him out. I believe that Ciryl Gane, smart in there, and just Ngannou, he had nothing on his.
Right in front of you. Congrats on the great fight. First of all, can you talk about the disappointment?
Yeah, and
You got a disappointment of not being able to get the decision.
It's weird. It's a weird feeling because it's the first time in my life when I lost a decision, but I felt like I won. You know, I mean, I remember my last two losses. You know, against Pantoja or against Pettis. I mean, I knew in that moment I lost. I was like, okay, this feels like shit, but I understand I lost, right? But this time I felt like, you know, like I won. But it is what it is because it was a hard fight, you know. I mean, he had his own moments too, and I need to recognize that. I don't want to be that kind of guy who start to put excuses because I felt like Davison did an amazing job with a better game plan. So I just want to go to the gym. Just want to go to the gym, spend time with my family, and watch the fight again, and be back stronger.
Do you think it's fair to say you were more ready for the old Davison, the guy that maybe would fight out of control and load up on big shots and try to go after you, and maybe not so ready for the guy that was going to be, you know, kind of making you attack him and not being aggressive?
Maybe, you know, I was putting pressure on definitely, and in some point he started to like go back and you know, suddenly exploding against me. I felt like he was throwing like, you know, the power, but I was putting the volume there, and that's the thing. For example, in the first fight against him, it was the same. He was throwing like the power, and I was throwing the volume, and you never know what the judge put more attention in that point. So I don't know. Again, the fight was like 1 hour ago. So I need to go to my house, watch the fight, and you know, be ready for the next one.
What was the reception like? You know, Dana White had said before the fight, he says, Brandon won't become a star, he is a star, right? And when you walked out, it was so loud in there, and it seemed like everything you did, the crowd went crazy. What did that feel like?
Oh, man, the energy was amazing, you know. Going to the octagon and watching all the Mexican flags, all the people around the arena, all the crowd and screaming my name, that feeling is incredible. And obviously I feel a little bit disappointment to don't put more emotions in the crowd that night. But, you know, it is what it is. I lost, and that hurts. And at the same time, I love when it hurts because I can feel the pain, and, you know, that means to me, like, it's important to me to evolve, be back, and, you know, it's crazy because the door is open for the fourth fight against this guy, and that's amazing, man. It's, you know, I'm just trying to be very positive in my life, and I can see that possibility and start to make more before, and I'm alive and I'm here. And
last time, I know it was a really close fight. I'm not trying to make you say he did this so good or not so good, but was there something a little different, and if so, what would that be?
Yeah, I mean, again, I feel like he was like more calculated in his attack, better distance, definitely. He tried maybe in the first and second round, trying to take me down, but I felt like I did a really nice job. Maybe 4 rounds. I don't right now. I don't remember well, but he take me down because I closed the distance too much. but I get back like very, very quickly. But nothing, man. I mean, right now it's hard to answer that because I need to watch the fight again and see my mistakes because definitely I made mistakes in that fight. But again, it's weird because I felt like I did the enough to win the battle. I know he connect me really hard, but I connect better with better, precision, with a lot of precision. But, we judges. At the end of the day, I lost, and I need to go to the gym.
Right, absolutely. I know you're not the matchmaker. We have Mick and Sean, but if you were the matchmaker, would you say that Brandon Moreno gets this next fight, or that's only fair maybe one other person gets this next fight and then you're after that?
Man, I need to push very hard, with the company and with my manager, with Jason, to go for the 4-1 against Figueiredo. We need to be very smart too. In the point, to go and hey, man. I mean, the last fight was amazing. The last 3 fights were amazing, right? So I feel like I have enough arguments to push the fight, and just keeping making history. The first time 2 guys fighting 4 times, it's crazy.
That'd be fantastic. It was an amazing fight. You're a superstar, and it's so awesome that you came out here to talk to us. Big respect to you, man.
Thank you so much.
Brandon, de este lado en español.
Ay, cabrón.
Acá está.
Qué feo, Carlos.
Decías que quieres la cuarta pelea. En 13 meses se han enfrentado ya en 3 ocasiones. ¿Qué hace tan especial esta rivalidad entre tú y Davison?
Híjole. No lo sé. Creo que algo tenemos. Creo que son ese tipo de rivalidades. Barrera Márquez, ese tipo de cosas, ¿no? Que eventualmente tuviste que pelear con él muchas veces para demostrar quién era el mejor. La primera fue empate, la segunda gané, la tercera él ganó. Vamos por la cuarta y vamos a ver qué pasa, ¿no? O sea, ¿qué lo hace especial? Supongo que es el hecho de que pues ya compartimos demasiado el octágono, ¿no? Ya más o menos nos conocemos, ya más o menos sabemos qué es lo que nos afecta un poquito. Y nada, o sea, esta pelea estuvo bien cerrada, se pudo ir para cualquiera, los jueces decidieron que era para Davison. Lo acepto como hombre completamente la decisión y nada, no quiero poner excusas, solo quiero regresar al gimnasio y ver qué pasó y ganar experiencia y ir para enfrente.
Parecía lógico que si ganabas defendieras en México, pero ¿te sorprendió que él diga que quiere pelear en México la cuarta?
Suena chido, supongo que pues, está buscando, imagínate, o sea, una revancha en México creo que vendería muchísimo y pues eso le generaría muchísimo dinero a Davison. Creo que es una oportunidad grande para él. Entonces, yo súper puesto. O esperemos que ese rumor de que UFC quiere volver a junio, o sea, crezca y ya deje de ser un rumor, que sea oficial. Y yo estoy dentro. Yo estoy dentro de pelear ahí.
Gracias, Brandon.
Brandon, por acá. Brandon, ¿qué te parece la derrota? Todavía la afición mexicana te seguía apoyando, en ningún momento te dejaron de apoyar. ¿Cómo lo sentiste en eso?
No manches, o sea, lo aprecio muchísimo y es lo que a lo mejor a veces como que el inglés no me alcanza, pero pues me duele mucho, ¿no? Me duele, o sea, yo trato de venir aquí y ser un hombre y poner mi cara con todos ustedes, pero me duele. Me duele muchísimo el no haber podido regalarle la victoria a la afición mexicana, lo quiero decir así porque había... Yo creo que muchísima gente apoyándome, pues, mexicana, ¿no? Y eso me duele. Pues, es que lo único que puedo prometer ahorita es que voy a volver. Y lo he hecho, o sea, eso sí lo puede ver la gente. Eso sí creo que lo he demostrado, ¿no? Que me he caído y me he levantado fuerte y mejor que nunca. Entonces, pues nada, solamente el tiempo dirá, pero pues estoy listo para los retos que vengan enfrente.
Gracias.
Un abrazo.
Brandon, over here to your left, mate.
Left.
How you doing?
Left,
I think
more
we're
left.
gonna, yeah. I think we're going to be seeing that spinning leg kick across gyms all around the world next week. And I was just wondering, was there a technical reason for throwing that, or were you just being creative?
I'm a ninja. Man, sometimes I always say the same. So when you are close to the fight, it's like sparring, like nothing crazy, like go and do your job, right? But when I'm out of competition, I love to do something crazy just to try. So what happened? And I worked so hard in that kick in this last training camp, so I feel the confidence to throw it. And I couldn't, man, I throw like 4 kicks and I connect 3. It's like, that's perfect.
That's good. Well done, bro.
Thank you, man.
Brandon, the flyweight division was sort of, it was created for the most part by Demetrius Johnson. That's when you came
Yes.
into the UFC, and Henry Cejudo likes to say that he saved the flyweight division. But
That's
why is it that you have been able to connect with the fans and the audience more to elevate this division to the point where no one could ever consider that the UFC would ever get rid of flyweights again?
You know, because I understand I have this personality who you can connect with the people. I always say the same. So, for example, careers like Khabib is like, oh, this guy is incredible. He's undefeated. He's 29-0, and he retires. He's incredible. He's a god, right? But I feel like my histories, the people can connect more with my history. Like, it's more human, right? Like, the guy lost and the guy win, and the guy go back to the gym and go back to the octagon and win again. So I feel I can connect more with the people for that. And man, I'm just trying to be real. I mean, the people in the street can watch the same guy in the octagon than the street easily. So that's it, man. I think is that I'm just trying to be real every single day in my life, and the people can see that.
Brandon, de este lado, ¿cómo está, señor?
¿Qué tranza, señor?
Ya habías anticipado que esperabas un Davison totalmente distinto.
Claro.
¿Era justo lo que encontraste o era parecido a lo que esperabas y algo que no hayas alcanzado a descifrar?
Mira, me sorprendió el hecho de que esperó demasiado, y a lo mejor eso yo no lo puedo descifrar. O sea, yo sentí que en cierto punto él nada más me estaba esperando, que yo entrara para o patear o buscar el contragolpe, y eso creo que eso no lo pude resolver. Eso creo que fue mi error, porque también estaba afuera y yo estaba bien consciente, ¿no? De que me está esperando. O sea, se siente raro. Lo vuelvo a repetir, lo dije en inglés, pero o sea, quiero decirlo en español porque pues, obviamente me fluye más. Con petis, con pantollas. O sea, yo cuando llegué a que el referee me agarrara la mano para que diera la decisión, yo sabía que había perdido. O sea, yo dije, no, pues nada, cállate la boca y regresa al gimnasio y ponte a entrenar. En esta, pues fue muy cerrada y yo siento que tengo los argumentos para decir que yo gané. Pero, de nuevo, no quiero ser ese tipo de las excusas, no quiero ser el tipo de que esto y el otro y fue la culpa de los jueces. No, jamás. Quiero volver al gimnasio, quiero regresar fuerte, quiero enfocarme y seguir adelante en mi carrera.
Dos preguntas en uno. Al finalizar el tercer asalto hay un knockdown y te intentó someter a unos cuantos segundos. ¿Qué tan herido estabas que te hubiera podido someter si hubiera habido 20, 30 segundos más?
No, para nada, porque ya tenía las manos estiradas. Creo que eso sí estoy muy consciente de eso. Creo que caí, el tipo se me lanzó al cuello y yo estiré las manos controlando las caderas. Iba a ser muy difícil que él pudiera brincar a la guardia por eso. Entonces, pues, no había peligro. Me considero una persona muy buena defendiendo la guillotina, entonces no sentí realmente el peligro en ese momento.
Gracias.
Por acá, Brandon, acá
Señor.
atrás. ¿Qué tal? Buenas noches. Ya lo explicaste en inglés, ¿no? Lo de los argumentos por los cuales tú te mereces esa cuarta pelea. Si nos puedes decir en español, primero, ¿por qué Brandon Moreno se merece esa cuarta pelea ante Deiveson Figueiredo?
Mira, es que creo que empezando por la historia, ¿no? De los intensos que han estado los combates, desde el primero hasta este último. Pues el segundo fue muy dominante de mi parte, el tercero fue una guerra completamente, donde por ahí de repente sí como que estábamos muy calculadores y no nos animábamos a soltar las manos, pero de repente empezábamos a soltar las bombas. Creo que eso estuvo muy bueno. Creo que por eso, y porque hasta cierto punto pues queda inconcluso, ¿no? Queda inconcluso. La primera se queda como descartada porque fue empate, entonces yo gané una, él ganó otra. La cuarta suena muy lógica y suena chido para la historia de la división, para la historia de la compañía inclusive, porque será la primera vez que dos atletas se enfrentan por cuarta vez.
Y por último, de mi parte, habías comentado en una de las entrevistas que te hizo falta poder. ¿A qué crees que se debió eso? ¿Algo en la preparación? ¿Por qué crees que sucedió?
Mira, yo voy a ser muy honesto contigo. Sé que no soy ese peleador de poder. Yo no pego fuerte. Quisiera, me encantaría, y trabajo todos los días en el gimnasio para pues, tener una pegada sólida. Y quiero decirte que mi cara se ve muy bien a comparación. Pero sí comprendo que pues él tiene pegada dura y yo conecté muchísimo más, pero él cada vez que a lo mejor conectaba fuerte me movía y eso es impresionante para los jueces. De ahí parte mi argumento que a lo mejor, que no sé, o sea, quisiera saber qué es lo que un juez aprecia muchísimo más, o sea, el conectar fuerte o el conectar más. Es el rollo, pero pues nada, creo que al final del día estoy divagando y pues quiero ver la pelea, ¿no? Para ver exactamente qué pasó.
Muchas gracias.
Vale. That's it? I'm hungry. Oh, one more.
Brent, did you have a chance to talk to him after the fight in the back?
No. I mean, I was trying to be very professional inside the octagon, like, hey man, congrats, all the team, and that's it. I don't see him in in the backstage or something like that.
If you do have a fourth fight, it's history. It's never happened in the UFC. What can we expect different in the fourth fight than the first three?
The only you can expect, I'll go to the gym, I'll pull my computer, watch the fight, and see what happened in this one.
Thank you.
Us. Oh, thank you. Guys, thank you so much. I'm really hungry. I can eat pizza right now. So see you.
Hey man, any celebrities like live or in person? So hey man, any celebrities live or in person? True. I'm
Hey, Ciryl. Did you ever in your wildest dreams see Francis Ngannou going for so many takedowns?
It was not a surprise. We knew already it was one of his biggest chances to win some round, and he did it, and he did it very well. So, good job.
When you game planned, did you and Fernand talk about that he may try to do that a little bit?
Yes, of course. That's why I told you. We knew already it was the biggest chance he had.
Can you talk about your decision to go for the leg lock in the 5th round and sort of, you know, what the thought process was?
Est-ce que tu peux expliquer comment est-ce que tu es arrivé à placer dans quel processus tu es allé pour la clé de talon au 5e?
This is because we improve a lot. We are like I said before the fight. We are really easy. We are well-rounded, so it's possible to go on the ground. It's possible to wrestling. It's possible to striking too. And we was confident on every department. But his power was it was not a surprise, but he used it really good.
Ciryl.
And then final question for me. Did you feel like after 2 rounds that the fight was going exactly the way you wanted? I mean, did you feel like you had everything in your favor at that point?
Est-ce que après le second round, tu as eu l'impression que tu contrôlais le combat et que tout allait dans ton sens?
Not exactly, but I know I'm a little bit disappointed that I must do more. So I didn't did, so unfortunately I'm a little bit disappointed.
Ciryl, d'abord, je voulais te féliciter pour ce combat parce que vous étiez tous les deux impressionnants.
C'était un très beau combat.
Et je pense que je parle au nom de beaucoup de Français en disant que tu nous as pas du tout déçus. 2 petites questions. Qu'est-ce que tu penses qui a manqué pour la clé de bras, la kimura et la clé de talon pour qu'elle passe? Et est-ce que tu as été surpris par la lutte de Francis, le niveau de lutte?
J'ai pas été surpris par sa lutte parce que au final c'était pas des amenés au sol très techniques, très. Par contre son power, sa force quoi. Sa force a fait que malheureusement ça a été, on le savait, c'est quelque chose qui est très dur chez lui et il a su l'utiliser. Et je me suis fait surprendre à quelques reprises et c'est ça qui a fait qu'il a gagné ce soir.
Ok. Et sur la kimura et la clé de talon, tu penses qu'il a manqué quoi pour
il n'a pas manqué grand-chose. Je ne sais pas exactement. Il faudrait que je regarde. Tu sais, avec l'adrénaline, quand il y a autant d'enjeux, tu ne tapes pas aussi facilement que ça. Et encore une fois, je pense qu'il a bien lutté sur ça. Il a bien défendu. Donc, on n'était pas loin. Donc, un peu déçu.
Ok. Merci beaucoup. Encore bravo.
Ciryl, right here. Ciryl, just can you talk a little bit about, as the course of the fight went on, just how tired did you feel like Francis was getting with his punches? Because I think a lot of people felt like, you know, just how tired is he, or was he conserving energy?
Can you repeat? Sorry. Can you repeat the question?
No problem. Did you feel, just how tired did you feel like Francis was getting with his punches as the fight went on?
Est-ce que tu as l'impression que les points qu'il a envoyés te mettaient en difficulté sur l'anglaise?
No. But you see, his prediction was, he gonna knock me down at the first or second round. He didn't, because and we knew that because we are confident on my striking skills. But he's a warrior also, and he keep the way until the end, and he did very well.
When Francis came out, he noticeably had the knees wrapped up. At any point, did the coach or you just decide, like, you know, this might be a target he may be hurting?
Quand il est entré dans l'octogone et que tu as vu qu'il avait des genouillères, est-ce que je t'ai donné un conseil, on t'a dit que ça pourrait être une cible?
Non.
Tout au contraire.
No. But no. It was not very important for us. No.
My final question, obviously this is a big one for your country back home. Do you have a message to your fans, or some of them might be hurting tonight?
I feel the people behind me, so that's why I'm a little bit sad for the people, for the fan. So I just want to say thank you for all the fans everywhere in the world. Thank you to all behind me and to support me. Thank you very much, seriously.
Ciryl, there is some talks that maybe Francis could leave the UFC now. Would it matter to you more to fight him and prove that you can beat him, or just to fight for the world title against anybody?
If you live like that, I don't want that. I want my rematch. I want to do this fight in second time. I want this fight. I want this rematch.
Do you believe that if you do get that rematch, it'll be easier because there won't be this talk of sparring, there won't be this talk of the coaches, it'll just be about the competition?
Est-ce que tu penses que lors du rematch, du combat qui retourne, est-ce que le fait qu'il n'y ait pas toutes les histoires de sparring et toutes les guerres qu'il y a eu à faire, est-ce que tu penses que ça pourrait rendre le combat meilleur?
No. I was really focused on my mission, and all the story around this fight was just the stories, and it was not important for me. I was just focused on my target. And no. If we have a rematch, I'm gonna be focused, but I'm gonna improve on my weakness.
They say that sometimes a fighter needs to lose to learn lessons and improve. Do you think that while this hurts, that's what happened tonight for you?
This is the reality. This is hurting me a lot, but this is the truth, and I hope tomorrow I'm gonna improve. I'm gonna do more to be a better version of myself. Yeah. Thank you.
Ciryl, over here to your right.
Yeah.
The Francis that you fought against tonight, how was he similar and how was he different from the Francis that you trained with?
He was really prepared for this fight. I think it took me in serious. It took me in serious, and I think he did a really great camp with all of his team. He did a really great game plan. I think he did exactly what he must to do for won this game, and that's why I want to say to all of this team, congratulations, seriously.
You both did very good, but what was the most surprising that he did? Were you surprised by the wrestling, or that he was wanting to be on the ground, or how he felt on the ground, or what was the most unique thing that you think?
I think today I can just talk about his power. He really not surprised me on the striking, in the Muay Thai, in the wrestling. The wrestling was not really great wrestling. It was more about the power. So I was not really surprised about all of that, but he did well.
Did you feel that you would have been surprised if that they announced you as the winner? Did you think maybe possibly, or it was a draw, or what was your feeling inside your heart?
No, at the end of the fight, I knew already. I'm really intelligent. I'm really aware, and I knew you won this fight. You win this fight.
How soon do you think you'll be physically ready to be fighting again? You're 31. You're very young. I think probably you're feeling good now.
Tomorrow.
Maybe not that soon, but hopefully very soon.
Thank you.
Good fight, my friend.
Thank you, my man. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
You think that was a giant point, the leg lock? Hey, Chris. ETA on Francis. I'm sorry? Mondo. Good.
What's up, You guys enjoyed it, man. This was the Flyweight's the winner. You know, whether you guys didn't like the storyline or not, the person that won was the Flyweights, man. 2 years ago, the Flyweight division was about to go. Guess what, man? Dude, these dudes were talking about more than anybody else in this card. It's super cool. So I just want to let you guys know that.
Right.
The dude! Hey, you! Baby! Come on, you guys have a round of applause. Come on, people. Let's go, Schmo! You better first. The dude!
Let's go!
You guys are sitting on the cringe, man. What's up?
Not me.
Get figgy with it.
Muito bom, cara.
Ela não.
Muito bom, cara. Você é foda, mano. Você é pica. Quem dá uma força aí?
They're saying he's
No,
the
Bob
shit.
is there.
He's the bomb.
Henry.
Just trying. You can't.
Davidson right here. First of all, congratulations on the victory. What are your initial thoughts after reclaiming your UFC Flyweight Championship?
Primeiro de tudo, parabéns pela vitória. Quais são os teus pensamentos iniciais depois de se recuperar esse cinturão?
Bom, agora é voltar para Scottsdale, né? Para Flyweight, comemorar com a minha equipe, meus coaches. E eu só tenho a agradecer a esses caras que tanto me ajudaram, que tanto doaram nesses 4 meses aí para transformar o meu jogo e hoje ter essa recompensa aqui, que é esse cinturão. Ele é nosso, viu, galera?
The first thing, going back to Scottsdale, to this team, has helped me so much. These guys, they gave so much of them to me to transform my game. And this is not just my belt, it's their belt. So just going back to...
Speaking of your game plan, was that how you envisioned the fight going? We spoke with Brandon a little earlier today, and he said that he was basically, when he would come forward, you would attack. You were waiting for him to come. You were drawing him in. Is that what the game plan was?
Sobre a estratégia que você havia mencionado de transformar o teu jogo, ou eles falaram com o Brandon um pouquinho antes, ele falou que você, quando ele ia para cima de você, você conseguia ter uma distância e manter essa distância para cima. É isso mesmo? Esse era o plano?
Exatamente, foi um plano bem traçado. Sabíamos que ele tem um jab eficiente, então as 2 primeiras lutas ele conseguiu tocar em mim com esse jab. E criamos um bloqueio para isso, e com muitos kicks na panturrilha dele. A panturrilha dele hoje bateu muito na minha canela. e tô um pouquinho dolorido.
Exactly. That was the game plan all along. We know he has a very strong jab, and we wanted to counter that with distance and with those calf kicks. I mean, his shin really hit my foot today a lot. Really hurt. But we had a very well mapped plan for that to happen.
Right after the fight, he said he thought he had done enough to win. It was a very close fight. Were you? I can hear it too. So you were confident you had done enough.
Depois da luta, aí quando ele veio para cá, ele falou que depois da luta ele sentiu que ele fez o suficiente para ganhar a luta. Foi uma luta muito pegada e muito próxima, foi muito acirrada. E como é que você vê isso? O que você achou da decisão em si?
Boa. Foi 4-1, né? E o engraçado é que foram 5 knockdowns, né? Mas aí me deram 4-1. Poderia ser todos os rounds, né? Foram 5 knockdowns que eu dei nele, né? No decorrer do tempo ali. Ok, cry baby. Vamos pra próxima.
It was 4-1. I mean, there were 5 knockdowns, so it's funny that it was 4-1. It could have just gotten me every round. I mean, when he said crybaby, and then it goes, let's go up to the next one, man. Let's take it up to the next one.
He also said he respected you and respected all of your coaches, except maybe not Captain Eric. So what do you have to say to that?
Ele falou também que ele respeita você e respeita toda a tua equipe, talvez com exceção do Captain Eric. O que você tem para dizer sobre isso?
O Captain é o cara que ele deveria mais respeitar na minha equipe, porque esse cara eu aprendi a apreciar. É um cara que trabalha incansavelmente e para mim é um cara que foi o cabeça do jogo do plano da minha equipe. Esse cara incansavelmente todos os dias me cobrava. Algumas vezes até falei pro Henry, o Captain tá me estressando, não aguento mais, mas meus parabéns, Captain, você é foda demais.
Actually, Captain Eric is the guy he respect the most. Because this is a guy who is a relentless worker that I've learned to like so much. He is the one that got on my case more than anyone. He's the mastermind behind this plan, this game plan that we had. And I said at one point, he was stressing me out. I was like, Eric is stressing me out, but, you know, congrats to him. You're the bomb, man.
And finally, it seems like you said you would be open to fighting him for the 4th time in Mexico, but there's a rumored card in Brazil maybe in May or later this year. So why wouldn't you want that fight back home in Brazil? Why would you be open to fight in Mexico?
Obviamente você falou de lutar com ele pela 4ª vez no México. Tem um card planejado, pré-planejado para o Brasil em maio e talvez até depois. Por que essa vontade de lutar contra ele no México? Qual é a tua opinião sobre isso?
Eu queria lutar com ele no México, né? Mas se entrarmos lá no México com o Cerrudo do nosso lado, a gente não sai tão cedo de lá. Então, eu tô pensando em mudar essa luta pro Brasil, que fica melhor.
Yeah, I initially said Mexico, but I think that if you go into Mexico with Cerrudo next to us, we might not leave. So we're changing. That's what they're saying in the back here. He changed his mind. So I think we're considering that maybe Brazil will be a better option.
Davidson, over here to your right. Colin Crandall, MMA Power Hour. Congratulations, amazing performance. A lot of the improvement, I think, was strategy, and a lot of the improvement was your skills that were improved. How much was it of each of those, in your opinion?
Muito da tua melhora foi não só a estratégia, mas também a tua habilidade. As duas melhoraram muito. Qual das duas você acha que foi o que melhorou mais? Qual que é a tua visão sobre essas duas coisas?
Com certeza a estratégia, né? A estratégia foi criada em equipe, foi montada em equipe. Então, ela mostra o quão importante é você trabalhar em equipe. E eu confio em equipe. A estratégia foi montada e foi fixada em minha memória todos os dias no decorrer da semana. A minha equipe falando, repetindo. E eu já sabia de qual o que fazer ali. Eu tinha que manter a calma e os 2 minutos finais ser quem eu sempre sou, agressivo e violento.
It was the strategy, no doubt, and it shows because it was a team effort. It shows the power of teamwork and actually having a team because I trust them a lot. And they said this all along, just to keep the patient and stay put until 2 minutes remaining in the fight. And said, then I can be myself, aggressive and violent.
Absolutely. One thing that surprised me was how calm Davidson was in the cage before the fight. Normally, Davidson is super intense, and this time it looked almost like Moreno was working on being fired up, and Davidson looked relaxed. Was this part of a strategy, or is this something that's an improvement that Davidson's made?
Uma coisa que surpreendeu ele foi que você estava muito calmo. Você é um cara geralmente cheio de energia, você é um cara que está bem empolgado e, na verdade, quem estava tentando se erguer mais e estava tentando se empolgar, estava falando uma coisa para ele mesmo, foi o Brandon. Então você viu uma pessoa, ele falou muito da tua calma, que isso impressionou muito. Essa tua calma, era parte da estratégia também?
Sim, de fato. Foi o que mais treinamos para mudar isso. Eu sempre era um cara que entrava cheio de energia para acabar a luta em segundos, nocauteado no primeiro e segundo round. E criamos um bloqueio nisso, me deixando mais calmo, mais perigoso. Quando ele menos esperar que eu não ia atacar, eu tinha que atacar com violência. E nesses 4 meses eu vim conseguir lapidar essa agressividade minha, deixando mais calmo e atacar com mais violência, sem ele esperar, já na reta final. E hoje eu pude colocar em prática.
In fact, it was a lot of strategy. We focused a lot on being calm because I used to come into the octagon so full of energy, trying to finish people off and right in the first minutes. And it was important to us to keep calm and to become even more dangerous. Because I was surprised not now because that power kind of bottling up, and I became more dangerous because my and this was something
Question: they were in the heat all day. You can be when you're getting your head smashed in kicks, or was it just that Davidson could feel he was winning, that his was paying off, and that he was doing what he wanted to do?
Complementando aqui, falou uma coisa do Bruce Lee, né, de ser perigoso. Falou uma coisa sobre você estar sorrindo. Você sorriu muito durante, especialmente nos momentos mais quentes da luta. Você tava, que a coisa estava pegando, que o pau estava comendo. E foi por conta de que isso, você estava calmo, estava tranquilo. Faz parte da estratégia. Você simplesmente estava bem e você gosta do combate. Isso te dá uma. Ou foi porque você estava sentindo que o que estava acontecendo ali estava caminhando para uma vitória tua, estava tomando forma uma vitória tua. Ou era você gostando do pau comer, ou você estava sentindo que a vitória estava vindo?
Certamente eu fico feliz quando eu encontro um adversário que me proporciona uma luta incrível, como a luta foi insana, sangrenta, do jeitinho que o público gosta. E eu me divirto, eu fico feliz quando isso acontece.
Certainly, I love being part of a fight like that, the fight that Brandon has allowed us both to have. It was insane, it was bloody, it was exactly the way that people wanted to see a fight. And I have a lot of fun in those kinds.
Awesome. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Davidson right here. After the knockdown at the end of the 3rd round, how do you feel that moment when you were close to make that submission? Because he said he feels safe. He didn't feel the danger at that moment.
No 3º round, você lembra bem, você pegou ele e foi um knockdown e levou uma finalização. Como é que você sentiu naquele? Você acha que virou o jogo, alguma coisa assim? Brandon said he felt safe. O Brandon falou que ele sentiu naquele momento, sentiu que realmente ia se transformar numa finalização. O que você sentiu naquela hora?
Bom, se tivesse ali 30 segundos mais, eu finalizaria ele. Ele foi salvo pelo gongo, né? E ele estava apagado. Eu vi que ele estava ali, ele tomou o golpe e ficou fora de si. Ele saiu do corpo dele. E 30 segundinhos mais eu finalizaria.
You know, if it was 30 seconds more, I feel that I would have gotten him. I think that he lost his senses a little bit. He was not feeling too well there, and he was kind of saved by the buzzer. And I do feel that his soul left his body. And I do feel that with 30 seconds, I would have just killed that thing.
Last one, Davidson. If this fourth fight don't happen, which name are you thinking you can face next?
Se essa quarta luta não acontecer, ou mais lá pra frente, qual seria o outro nome com quem você pensaria em lutar?
Certamente, se colocasse um Kai Kara France para mim, é um cara que eu nocautearia ele, pelo simples de ele ter nocauteado o Corey Garbrandt, que era o outro cara que eu queria nocautear. Agora não me interessa mais Corey Garbrandt. É a cabeça do Kai Kara France que está em jogo agora.
Kai Kara France, obviously, I feel that it's a guy that I want to knock him down. I want to knock him out, and he knocked Cody Garbrandt, so that's the guy that I wanted to knock down. So basically, it's not in my interest anymore to fight Cody. So it's Kai Kara France.
Thank you.
Davidson right here. Davidson right here. Obviously, the crowd was very in favor all week for Brandon. Out there in the cage and during the fight, did you feel that energy, and did you feel like it went down the better you did during the fight?
Obviamente, durante a semana, a torcida era toda do Brandon jogando em casa. O que você sentiu, por exemplo, durante a luta? Você acha que essa energia continuou? De repente, durante a luta, as coisas começaram, a maré começou a virar um pouco e você sentiu que isso morreu um pouquinho?
Pelo fato da torcida ser toda dele, eu vou fazer um vídeo comendo burrito e falar o quanto que eu amo os mexicanos. Mas eu gosto disso, eu gosto desse calor. Eu gosto do público me xingando, sim. Ok. O que interessa para mim é entrar dentro do octagon ali e dar o meu melhor, como fiz hoje. A minha intenção era nocautear ele. A sorte dele foi os 30 segundos que terminou o round na hora que eu ia finalizar ele.
I can definitely feel the warmth. I love when people yell at me and just swear at me, and I love Mexico so much. I cherish it so much that I'm gonna make a video for him eating burritos and saying how much I love Mexico. All right. I wanted to knock him out, and I felt that the crowd, was feeling it. And if it wasn't for those 30 seconds, I think I would have done it.
Is it safe to say that your trips to Arizona to work with the team at Fight Ready is going to be a permanent part of your training going forward?
Seguro dizer que essas viagens, esses tempos, esses camps em Arizona vão ser nova parte da tua rotina agora?
Sim, de fato. É uma equipe que eu cheguei, fui abraçado, me deram atenção, cuidaram de mim lá. E eu me sinto em casa, é uma família para mim. Tudo que eu quero agora é ir ao Brasil, buscar minha mulher, meus filhos e poder viver de luta aqui, focado, como sempre, e manter esse cinturão na Flyweight.
Yes, most definitely. This is a team that embraced me, that welcomed me, that took care of me, and definitely the only thing I want to do is actually go back home to grab my family and to bring them to America and keep, not only to be focused on the sport and to keep this belt, but also keep it there with these guys.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Davison to your left over here. Congratulations on winning the belt again. I think you're constantly surprising us with the levels in your game, but I'm curious, do you ever surprise yourself in there?
Parabéns, antes de mais nada. Você surpreendeu muita gente pelos níveis de jogo que você tem, as coisas que oferece, a variação de jogo. Você se surpreende, você se surpreendeu com o que você foi capaz de fazer?
Eu sou um cara bem perigoso no que faço. Eu me senti muito à vontade hoje. Eu vi quando eu pisei no octágono e vi que ele estava um pouco úmido. Geralmente o que me incomoda muito é quando o octágono está seco demais e escorregadio. E hoje eu vi que ele estava a meu favor. Eu disse, bom, eu estou em casa. Eu me senti tranquilo, suave e me concentrei no jogo do plano, que era a tática de manter a distância, parar o jab dele e chutar muito ele hoje.
I'm a very dangerous guy. I felt really good today. When I stepped into the octagon and I felt it was like wet, it's humid. I felt good. Sometimes I go in and it's dry and I don't feel like it's like slippery. And I just got in and I was like, man, this is my night. I'm feeling great. And the one thing that I wanted to do is to make sure that I feel very good about the fact that we were able to keep it to the game plan, into what we were set out to do.
One more. Sitting right here in front of you. You're the first flyweight champion to be a two-time champion, to win the belt and then win it again. Which title win meant more to you, getting it the first time or this time because you came back, avenged the loss, and were able to reclaim that title?
Você é o primeiro peso mosca a ganhar o título e reganhar o título. Qual dos dois significou mais? Ganhar o cinturão ou recapturar ele e recuperar o cinturão?
Recapturar, com certeza. Com certeza. Eu já tinha esse sabor de conquistar o cinturão. Agora você perder algo que era seu e reconquistar, sem sombra de dúvidas, algo maravilhoso a sentir, um sentimento novo, ainda mais quando você tem uma nova família. Eu fico mais feliz porque o primeiro cinturão eu conquistei na minha equipe no Brasil. E agora eu vim para uma nova família e conquistar um cinturão de novo, sem sombra de dúvida, é muita felicidade.
I had definitely tasted the flavor of being champion once, but this one, it has a special flavor to it because it was a new family. I got the title with my old team, but to actually be a part of this new family, be able to bring this to them is really important. So today had a special flavor, definitely, to regain the title.
And because Brandon did give you that opportunity to be back on top, do you think it's only fair that you give him that? We don't know the UFC's plans, but do you think that's only right?
E porque o Brandon te deu essa oportunidade de você lutar novamente, vocês lutarem novamente, você reconquistar esse cinturão, você acha que não seria nada mais justo do que dar para ele a oportunidade de ter uma quarta luta, independente de se o UFC vai querer isso ou não? Você acha que seria justo ter uma quarta luta, então, já que foi dada a oportunidade para vocês?
Não sei. O Breno Moreno não quis me dar a terceira luta, né? E mesmo assim o UFC ofereceu. O Pantoja já estava machucado e me ofereceram para lutar com ele. E ele teve que aceitar, mesmo correndo. E agora cabe a mim dar essa luta a ele. Se ele se comportar bem e for um PPV bom, né, aqui dentro dos Estados Unidos, ou para mim interessa aqui nos Estados Unidos, é onde eu vou ganhar um dinheiro bom em cima dele. Eu falei que hoje eu ia tomar o meu patrocínio dele. Ele disse que eu era o melhor patrocinador dele. Eu falei que eu ia voltar e ia tomar esse patrocínio. Agora ele vai ser o meu melhor patrocinador.
Brandon didn't give me the chance to fight him again. Well, he didn't want to. He's Pantoja got hurt. That's why the UFC gave us the fight. So if he behaves well for the course of the next couple of months, we'll figure this out. And I think, you know what? I want to fight in the United States. This is where if it's a good fight, if he behaves well, and then if we can do it, as a kick-ass pay-per-view in the United States, I think this is where I want to fight. This is where I make my money. And actually, he was talking about the fact that I was his biggest sponsorship because of the fights. So it's like, well, I told him I was going to take that away from him. So fighting Brandon is going to be the thing that gives me more money.
Thank you, guys. We want to tie our friends with one stipulation. Israel Adesanya in the corner. Brazil versus New Zealand 2.
Eric, turn around. Eric, look at me.
Não bota todo mundo, tá todo mundo. Chega aí, cadê o... And new!
about the tactics. Not that. Surgeons. We're surgeons out here. Welcome to the cringe area. High conference. One stimulation. Let's go, baby. Para comer. Yeah. Over here, Davidson. Let me take my battery back. Sorry, dude. I didn't know you were there.
Davidson. Thank you.
who that was, but he's like, what celebrities are you?
When did you get tested? Me too. We're safe.
I can give it to you here if you still. Is it actually moving? Yeah. You want my brand?
I've been half in Vegas. Just barely full time in Vegas now for a couple months. Well, it was Utah, but we sold the house. And my wife's they usually and now we're starting to travel more. Yeah. I'm cool with that. It's hard to
Yeah, I can see it. I saw Give me 20 seconds. I just don't want to have a friend I'm trying to live in LA long. I think he is serious. It's the crossover. I just don't travel. Yeah, I know. That makes sense. You got shoes like that could have been the last day of work right there. If it is, you got to pick my number. Well, that's what I'm saying. Some people at some point just like, I'm sure when Ron became a big percentage,
But this was a long time ago.
I definitely got to see like an actor.
But see, if I had a
Adrian, how are you? I was telling everybody I knew for sure you were going to grapple this, and you might even submit him. That was a fait accompli in my mind. Did you have that in your mind too, figuring it was going to be a grappling match?
No, I didn't know for sure that it's going to be a grappling match, but I have that as an option that it could be a match. Basically, because I wasn't very comfortable on my stand, I wasn't very stable, so I was very concerned and couldn't move properly. And against a guy who moved as well as Ciryl, you know, so he was pretty tough for me, the stand-up part. But he kind of like gave me the opportunity, you know, came to me at first with those takedown, and I know that that's what he's been working on, and my team recommend me to like keep doing that, you know, work on the grapple wrestling and grappling, because we were pretty confident about our skills.
Francis, when you're going into a fight of this magnitude, you know, you're fighting another undefeated champion, why would you go through with the fight if your leg was bad, right? I mean, you know, how much consideration did you give to pulling out, given the fact that there's a lot of significance, and if you lose this fight, people are going to say, oh, yeah, it's just an excuse, him talking about his leg. So, you know, wouldn't it have been in your best interest to say, hey, I'm not healthy, and come back and fight a different time?
Well, people will always say something, you know, and leading up to this fight, I get injured. You don't know what's happened. You know, I could have withdraw to this fight, but then get in another fight, get even worse. You know, we are doing a sport that is very dangerous. You can hurt yourself all the time. So if you feel like there is a chance that you can do it, I think you have to do it. And I believe in myself. You know, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, so I was sure. I mean, that must be a dumb decision, but we didn't want to withdraw from this fight. I was very confident about my skills to win this fight.
I noticed Mick Maynard put the belt on you and not Dana. Was that at your request? You didn't want Dana to do that, or why did that happen?
I don't know. You have to ask him.
So you did not have anything that you
No,
didn't
no,
say I don't
do
want
not
Dana.
have anything to do about that.
Okay.
I think that was their decision. I'm about to ask about that too.
Okay. And I guess that leaves, you know, Dana doesn't come to the press conference. It makes the inference that it's something to do with you, right? So does
He
it make
didn't
you
come
want
to the press conference?
He wasn't here. No, he wasn't.
Ah,
here.
okay. Why? I didn't know that too.
Does it make you wonder what your future company, given that?
Well, it's been a long time that I've been wondering about my future in the company, so nothing has changed. I'm still in the same position.
One other question. What is the biggest issue from your standpoint? Is it simply money, or is it the other way, the way you're treated?
No, it's not simply money. I mean, obviously, money is a part of it, but it's also the term of the contract that I don't agree with it. You know, I don't feel like it's fair. I don't feel like I'm fair. I'm a free man. I don't feel like, I don't feel like I've been treated good, and it's unfortunate that I have to be in this position to be able to do that, to say that. Everybody should at least have a right to claim for what's been, you know, because at the end of the day, we put a lot of work in this, in our to make it happen. So at least we can have a fair and square deal.
Francis, will you go to the UFC, or are you going to just wait for them to come to you?
Well, I've been going to the UFC a lot, so I kind of like exhaust all my options.
If I understand right, if you don't fight until December this year, your contract will be over and you'll be a free agent next year in January?
I think so.
So are you comfortable with the decision that you might just not fight for a year now?
In the past 3 years, I have fought 3 times. So what did that mean? Once a year? So it wouldn't be something strange.
But is that not some frustrating to you, you know, because you're an athlete who's...
I'm not frustrated about anything, my friend. I'm in peace with myself and my decisions.
So do you believe it's boxing next, no matter what, even if the UFC come to you with a
I
contract?
don't believe in anything. I don't know yet.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
Francis, right over here.
Okay.
To your right.
To my right.
Hi.
Good.
Congratulations on the victory. I do want to ask, were there
Thank
any
you.
words finally exchanged with Fernand and everything after the fact in the cage or after?
No, with Fernand, with Ciryl.
And what did you say to him? Obviously, you've been in his shoes before to experience that first loss too.
Yeah, I've been there, but I know that he has a skill. I know that he's a big guy, good guy. He's a good fighter. That just meant to be between crossfire. You know, they're trying to use him they're just trying to use him, you know, but he's a good guy, and I have nothing against him.
I think people wonder, you know, Francis, you know, with the power, how is Francis going to feel if the fight goes later? How is Francis going to feel if he can't knock him out? Can you tell us just how did you feel? Those later rounds, you have to do some stuff that we haven't seen you do before. Just what was going through your mind in those later rounds?
Well, actually, for the first 2 rounds, I was still, I couldn't find my spot, couldn't move properly, and was a little concerned, basically, by the end of the second round. And then something came to my mind. I remember all the support that I'd been receiving from my country, and I'm like, I'm not letting them down, you know, and then my coaches that were there, like motivating me, telling me like it's good, this, that, you know. Then we went to the third round and then get this takedown. And at the end of the third round, I kind of like see him desperate, you know. At that moment, I know that he's gonna lose this fight. Like he's losing the fight. I could tell that he wasn't himself anymore.
I don't have to tell you this. We don't often see you fight for this long at any time. How long has your wrestling been a part of your game?
Neither do I. I haven't seen me fight for so long. Well, the wrestling be part of my game, I think, since the beginning. You know, I've been working on. Maybe he wasn't good enough, but I never had a chance to like prove it. And in the past three years. You know, I've been at Extreme Couture, been working on wrestling. You know, it's a elite wrestling team, and I have the opportunity to have great partner and great coaches there who are very good at wrestling, and I show up to every class. You know, wrestle with everybody.
My final question, obviously there's going to be a lot of talk, what can, one promotion offer, what can UFC offer and everything. At the end of the day, can I ask you simply, do you feel like you still want to be a UFC fighter?
Well, it's been a long time and a lot of things been going on. So at this point, I think my feeling doesn't matter. You know, I've been feel a lot of things in the past year. I've been expressed my willingness to stay in the UFC, to have a contract, just to be respected. And the only reason why we are here, I think, is because at some point I wasn't respected. You know, he could have taken way less to get this deal done, but he went to like a power position and get everybody frustrated, get me frustrated, get me lost the feeling, the desire of doing things. You know, I get in this sport. I didn't grow up dreaming about this sport. I just get into it because it was fun and all those stuff. Then you get to the point that you kind of like find another side of the sport which is not funny, which is frustrating. It's kind of like mess with your mind, you know. So. But I'm pretty good, trying to like stay focused, just think about the sport and nothing around it, and hope that things gonna go well.
Congratulations.
Thank
Francis,
you.
right here in front of you, quick one. How hurt were your knees? What exactly happened?
Was pretty bad. I had a grade 3 MCL. I have a damaged ACL and a damaged MPFR. And that was 25 days ago.
One last one. Outside of your wrestling, and I think in one of the later rounds, you actually swept him. You were on the bottom, and you swept him and got top position. So
actually, that leg was hurting because I was trying to hold his leg with my right leg, and that was the leg that was hurting. But still managed, you know, trying to use body position and to get there.
You need surgery at all?
I think so.
Francis, over here to your left. How you doing, mate? When you're fighting a fighter like Ciryl Gane, does winning a decision mean a little bit more than simply just knocking him out?
Well, if I would have chose, he would have been a knockout, man. This 5 round, it wasn't my call.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, it was a good thing because I finally had a chance to prove that I can do it. You know, everyone counts me out when it goes to 5 rounds. I'm like, Ciryl by decision. If Francis wins, it's by knockout. But you were wrong.
Have you had a chance to talk to your mother yet? I'm just wondering how proud she is.
I couldn't talk to her because they were just celebrating, shouting, yelling, couldn't hear anything. And the signal was very bad here. I was in medical and stuff, but I called.
Awesome. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Francis, how hurt were your knees when you were fighting? Was there any point during the fight where you felt like you may not be able to continue with the knees?
No, that I might not be able to continue, but I was like very stable, like trying to like hold position, don't move too much. I didn't want to sleep or something. Just the idea of like sleeping or getting kicked on that knee was so scary. Basically, like I saw the doctor on Tuesday to clear me, and he wasn't very optimistic about it, but I still decided to move on.
What kind of advice did the doctor and your team give you leading up to it regarding the injury?
Well, my team was by my side, regardless whatever I decided to do. That's what they said. But the doctor said he wouldn't recommend me that because I can have a irreversible damage. That was they say, yes, irreversible, something like that. If I get kicked on that knee, so that's why like I couldn't switch my stand.
How does your knee feel now after the fight?
Actually, I don't care about how it feels. You know, I know what I was putting myself into, and if I needed to leave that leg in that octagon and get out with the win, I would have done it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Francis, ici. Félicitations.
Merci.
Juste un mot sur l'ambiance, parce que le précédent combat, il n'y avait personne quand vous l'aviez gagné, ou pas grand monde à l'Apex. Là, vous aviez des milliers de personnes. À quel point c'est plus agréable? C'est une question un peu idiote. Et une autre question, vous avez mentionné le Cameroun, il y a la CAN en ce moment. Est-ce que vous croyez que votre succès ce soir peut donner des idées à votre pays dans cette compétition?
Déjà pour le spectacle, oui, c'est vrai que ça fait 2 ans que je n'ai pas combattu avec les spectateurs. Et le premier événement sans spectateurs, c'était un peu effrayant parce que tu ne sais pas c'est quoi l'atmosphère, comment tu vas te sentir, comment ça peut t'impacter psychologiquement. Et finalement, on s'habitue. Et après le premier spectacle, événement avec les spectateurs, on a tout autant peur parce qu'on ne sait pas comment on va réagir avec la foule, si ça va nous distraire ou pas. Mais dans l'ensemble, ça s'est bien passé. Surtout à la fin avec la victoire, c'est aussi beau de voir un public et de célébrer avec. Maintenant, pour ce qui concerne le Cameroun, la Coupe d'Afrique, oui, je pense que c'est une motivation. Ils ont été une motivation pour moi, pour ma victoire, et je pense que d'un autre côté, je serai ça peut également contribuer à une motivation pour notre équipe qui déjà, à mon avis, n'a pas besoin de cette motivation parce que je pense qu'ils ont les choses sous contrôle. Et surtout avec un nouveau président de la fédération qui est Samuel Eto'o et qui, voilà, pour son arrivée, tout le monde est un peu galvanisé et très optimiste pour remporter cette Coupe d'Afrique des Nations.
Francis, encore un petit mot en français. Félicitations encore pour ce combat.
Merci.
Est-ce qu'à un moment donné, vous vous êtes retrouvé un petit peu dos au mur après les 2 premiers rounds qui n'étaient pas forcément en votre faveur et vous avez surpris beaucoup de monde avec votre sol et votre lutte qui a construit votre victoire? Ça a surpris beaucoup de monde. Est-ce que vous en avez conscience, ça?
Non, le but était juste de gagner et de faire tout pour gagner. Surtout que les 2 premiers rounds, je me suis un peu fié à ma boxe et je n'étais pas très stable, je n'étais pas très confortable. Et surtout face à un adversaire comme Ciryl qui est très agile, très mobile et très bon en pied-point, c'était très difficile pour moi de gérer. Mais bon, mon équipe a décidé qu'on adopte une autre option puisque c'était une option qu'on avait en beau choix.
Vous aviez annoncé que vous alliez le mettre KO au 2e round.
Ouais.
Finalement, vous gagnez à la décision au 5e. La victoire est belle ou il y a une petite pointe de déception de ne pas l'avoir mis KO?
La victoire, c'est la victoire parce que bon, c'est vrai que je ne l'ai pas mis KO, mais en même temps, j'ai un peu déçu des gens qui espéraient que j'allais perdre si j'allais à la décision. Je les ai prouvé le contraire.
Est-ce qu'il y a une forme de revanche justement parce que bon, il y a votre histoire de contrat avec l'UFC. Chez les bookmakers, vous n'étiez pas forcément le favori et finalement, c'est quand même vous qui restez le boss. Est-ce que c'est une forme de revanche ce soir?
Je vais dire que c'est un, comment on dit statement en anglais, en français. Oui, c'est un message au fait que j'ai renvoyé. J'étais le champion, je suis le champion et je reste le champion. Indépendamment de tout ce qu'on raconte, au final, le boss, c'est moi et je l'ai prouvé ce soir.
Et une dernière question, on a parlé avec Ciryl il y a quelques instants. Il rêverait d'une revanche, d'un nouveau combat, mais cette fois à Paris. Est-ce que vous seriez prêt? Est-ce que c'est quelque chose aussi qui vous plairait d'avoir une revanche, mais cette fois en France, avec un public qui attend ça aussi? Mais est-ce que vous l'attendriez?
Ça, il y a beaucoup d'improbabilités dans ça. Déjà, il faut savoir quelle est ma situation ici à l'UFC pour commencer. Et ensuite, quelle est la situation des choses avec le Covid. Parce que l'UFC, avec le Covid, apparemment, les choses ne sont pas très faciles. Raison pour laquelle les événements de l'UFC et voire même d'autres sports sont un peu concentrés dans certains États qui sont les rares États qui sont accessibles.
Mais une revanche contre Ciryl Gane à Paris, vous signez ou pas?
Oui, bien sûr. Il est inévitable que... Il est clair que si je reste là, à un moment donné, je vais rencontrer Ciryl, vu son talent. Je sais qu'il va rester au top de la catégorie et à un certain moment, il aura sa revanche.
Merci beaucoup.
Francis. Francis, you mentioned the support that you receive from your country, but at the same time, it seems like Fernand and France sort of painted this narrative of you being ungrateful to an entire nation of France. That narrative has sort of played in. How happy are you to put this all behind you because it seems so far from the truth?
Yeah, man, that's crazy. It's, as you say, it's the narrative, and you can't control the narrative. I'm not a media. I'm just a guy, who is out there doing his thing. And I feel very relieved now. But even though the narrative were wrong, they kind of like that belong to the past, because those people who knows me know that I'm not ungrateful. And my friends, my family in France, they are still there. They know me, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I had in France. But I'm still a Cameroonian. As long as I'm grateful for the opportunity that I have in the U.S., every step along the way, you have stuff, but you move on. That doesn't mean that doesn't take away anything from from the gratefulness that you have for something. I have to leave my country that I was born there after 27 years. That doesn't mean I'm ungrateful from my country. I love my country, but I have to move on with my life. That's how it is. I have to live. We all have to live our lives. That doesn't mean we don't love them. We love them, but that's the process of life. We have to move on. That's just how it is. It's not being ungrateful. And it's even when you move, when you leave sometime, that you really realize the love that you have there. You appreciate it even better. But you have to do that. You can't go back, because that's how it is. That's just life. And I think people just wanted to manipulate this, use this, get in my mind, or like trying to tear my reputation or something. But at the end of the day, man, I make it all the way here, and I think I have some sort of angel guardian who will still be there and protect me.
Francis, over here to your far right. Colin Crandall, MMA Power Hour. Normally, when you win the decision, you're not having to wait for the judges. There's no question about that you won. Were you nervous when you did?
I don't.
You were very confident you would win.
Yeah.
Okay. What fight would be more exciting to you if the money was right? An MMA fight with John Jones or a boxing match with Tyson Fury?
If the contract was right.
If the contract was right in both of those situations, which is more exciting for you?
I don't know, man. I was so pumped up for the John Jones fight the last time, and since that was a promise before the fight that the winner between Stipe and I gonna fight John Jones, but since I won that fight, I never heard about it. So at this point, I don't really know what's possible. I don't know what is off the table, so kind of like lay down and see.
Makes sense. Last question for me. Would you feel that John Jones perhaps would be the second best fighter in the heavyweight division in the UFC, or is it Ciryl Gane?
I don't know the position on John Jones right now.
But is there skill? If I could ask about their skill, who is the better, maybe, do you think?
I think skill-wise, John Jones is by far the best. I think he's really good, and yeah.
And Ciryl maybe number 3 or something, right?
Skill-wise, MMA-wise, striking-wise, because overall-wise.
Overall, what do you think in the heavyweights? You, Jones, Ciryl, maybe?
Well, you put in Stipe.
Oh, Stipe, is Stipe third above Ciryl?
Okay, if I have to put...
If you have to put the ratings.
If I have to put... Skill-wise?
Skill-wise.
I'm not for the pound-for-pound guy, so don't ask me. I don't know.
Heavyweight. Can you put heavyweight skill-wise, top four?
I don't know. Don't ask me that question.
No
man.
problem. Thank you very much. Congratulations, my friend.
Francis,
you're welcome.
Francis, last one right here to your left,
right
in front.
Okay.
I just am curious, how proud do you leave here tonight of yourself? I mean, you've probably had more spectacular victories in terms of the knockouts, but you bet on yourself with the contract stuff. You came in injured. You lost the first 2 rounds and came back to win. Is this like one of the proudest moments in terms of you getting this victory tonight?
Regardless of what happened tonight, I was proud of myself, my friend. I came from a long way, and I make my way here, which is something that I'm very proud about that. And as I said before, like, doesn't matter how this fight play out, I will still be proud of myself because I know that I never give up. I never step back. I always give everything that I get. And it could have end up different way. That would have taken anything from what I have done from my accomplishment.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Let's go, guys.
Okay, that's on this side.
Thanks, champ.
Joey. The Habib of the heavyweights. The Habib of the heavyweights.
Usman of the heavyweights.
So did they say Dana wasn't coming?
Yeah, he's not coming.
Oh, jeez. Well, I thought it was 10. That was 10 a.m. I was like,
Well, we got a decent spot at 8 in our show.
We're going to get home by 5. We could have done. We could have done. Yeah, it's like. Yeah, did you ever call me? I did. That was okay. Hey, I just want to get your take on Francis the Grappler. I mean, did you see that maybe being a possibility of the pitch we're working on?
Honestly, yeah, like for us, he works so hard in the gym working on his skill set.
So when something presents itself, that was been our idea for years. We're just relying on power. So if something presents itself, we have to take advantage of it. So when he scored to take it on the third, I looked at what Ciryl was doing to try to get up, and I understood we had ourselves something there. So when I got my stool, I put the stool down. I said, we got ourselves something up. So we're taking it back down, and we kept his ass back down. And it didn't work.
What was your take? Were you happy with for that leg lock because that thing gave Francis the position to sort of reverse there?
100%. And we have a couple guys in the gym going into the games where they like to go for those quite a bit, and I freak out on it. It's not a very high percentage issue that also happens. Francis always said those guys always talk about what's he said, before this fight, so I put so he worked on some really good advance. Not a whole lot of it in my head. I'm like, this guy dropped back from the leg lock. You get on top of this guy. Reagan, engage or not, if he starts to drop this bomb, he's going to let you go. So you want to be comfortable with that. And what happened, he lost the position before. So I got one surprise.
Last thing is, I asked him about fighting through the injury. Like, as you know how much risk there is?
No, not at all. This win is for sure. Myself, I always speak to coaching myself, management. I said it a lot. And this was literally on Friday after we left. I don't think this is the right call to fight. This will be the last time I say it. If you decide we're fighting, I ain't talking about it again, we'll stop that. And I said, but as a coach, I have to tell you, I don't think this is the right call. And then he sat on it. I won't say he was mad at me because him and I have love for one another, respect for one another. So he said, I want to get to LA, and then we're going to allow him to make the decision. If this doctor says, I don't think you should fight, or no, it's no. So I got to LA, I went to the doctor, and I wasn't able to go. Like I was sitting waiting, eating a burger.
So you got to hear the.
I got to wait. I'm just waiting for a date, and he comes out, and when I saw him walk out of the thing, I was like, I already knew it's on. And I go, what's scrapping, huh? And he's like, yep. Let's go.
Congrats, brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Congrats, Coach. Thank you, guys. Thank you, brother. Good to see you. I'll see you
Yeah, he's doing some
Getting right back face. You guys are going right now. Did you get your card back?
Your car breakdown?